moms are like. You bring home a new guy, they put their foot down. Come home a little late, they put their foot down. Well, my mom's no different. I get this great new Oldsmobile Cutlass Calais with a quad 4 engine. And what does she do? You got it.
This is not your father's Oldsmobile.
I put my foot down.
Uh-oh.
This is a new generation of old.
All righty then. Who do we have in the house today? Yeah, she did. That was her first outing into the, I guess, the showbiz life. She put herself out there. It's a good commercial. Yeah, she was a natural. Definitely would have been cool to see her in a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd Joe go?
I don't know.
Oh, there he is. How did you disappear from the scene? All right, I must have hit delete. All right, so who do we have here today? We've got Kim, we got Natalie, we got Charlie, Francis. Hello, Francis. Hello, Charlie. Hello, Kim. Jerry's with us. Satnin. Um, Patty's with us. Hello, Patty. Hey, Kyle. Remember to like the video. Oh, thank you, Kyle. Appreciate that. Saturday. So we've got a nice little group here already. So we are into chapter 3 From Here to the Great Beyond. Unknown, I mean. Star Trek. um, Stupid. I never even watched Star Trek. I never watched one show of Star Trek. I watched a
Oh
couple
my
of
God.
movies, but I never watched it. I couldn't take Captain Kirk, even though I was just a kid. Anyway, so today we're chapter 3. I'm going to do a little short recap of where we're at for the first two chapters, and then we're just going to get into it, have a discussion, a breakdown of it all, and like we've been doing. So once again, we will do our best to monitor the questions and just put the two question marks, the big red question marks, so we can try to catch them. As you guys can tell, it just keeps spinning and spinning. As we get into the discussion, it'll just keep going. So we'll try our best. I'm working. Oh, Kathleen's a Trekkie. I hope I didn't insult her by saying I didn't like it. Uh,
Who played the green woman that the dude slept with
huh?
inside Star Trek, the original? Who slept with the green woman?
Well, I don't know since
Who
I'm.
was the green woman? Now, she should know it because it's Elvis related.
Oh well, I don't know. Well,
All
okay,
right.
I
Come
don't.
back with it when you can. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
All right, like that. Yeah, like that. Just like that, guys. So I'm working on getting a couple moderators to, one that could back up the other one if someone's not there. So I kind of went through the what's required, what is needed to have them do. It's really not much. So I had a couple of people volunteer. I'm going to send them just kind of what is expected. It's really not much. It's to monitor the trolls and to try to highlight the questions if they're coming through, so that we could catch those. That's pretty much it. Um, no, no. I don't think. I don't think there's a. I think that's a non-paying job, but much I could do about that. Um, anyway, guys, real quick, some laundry here. We got a really special live coming up on Monday. I'm not going to go into too much details. I think a lot of you could probably deduce what the topic, what the subject matter would be, but this is going to be this is the deepest investigation we've ever done. So I'm excited about it. That's Monday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and be prepared to rock your socks. It's really some good information. And then this Friday there is no Elvis What Happened live because I put a notification out. My brother's coming by to visit again, so there'll be no events on Friday. No radio show, unless for some reason he leaves early. But I'd rather just say there's not going to be a radio show. He's just coming through. He's stopping for dinner, and my daughter's coming to visit. So, and we're going to watch Epic. He wants to watch Epic, so I'm psyched about that. We're gonna rock this house because I'm gonna turn that volume up so freaking loud. See, they love, they love it loud with it vibrating, and I
Mm-hmm.
love it loud just because of the vibrating. So it all comes around a full circle. So yeah, be prepared. It's going to be a great one. We've all four of us have the information of what we're going to be going over, and I put together a really nice presentation. And so it might wind up be one of those ones where we might wind up having to do two shows on it because that's that much information. But I think we'll get the basics done. Anyways, let's just get into it. The I'm going to do a little recap. We started off. Okay, move that, Rick. Move that. All right. So I just kind of highlighted a few things. The first chapter was upstairs at Graceland, and it's pretty much Lisa describing Elvis as being the center of her world. It's based all around everything upstairs, the sanctuary. It's depicted as magical yet chaotic, where he talks about the guns and fireworks, and it's just the emotional distance from her mother, Priscilla, and Elvis is shown as a man searching for meaning, and that's just kind of a bullet points, just real quick, in a nutshell of what that was about. It was all based around the upstairs area as far as the chapter ends with the haunting reminder that the events described occurred only a week before Elvis's death. So everything in that first chapter is a week before Elvis died, and then the next one is him passing away. And Lisa recalls constantly worrying about Elvis dying because she had witnessed several different health scares. Lisa Marie internalized her fears, rarely discussing them with anybody. She vividly remembers the chaos following his collapse, including watching the emergency personnel and being restrained from. We had some really deep conversation about this. There's been so much conversation out there with other channels where she was just too young to be able to encapsulate or to get into to understand what was going on. And
Bullshit.
yeah, I think that's all of our thoughts. Bullshit. Uh, Amy says kudos to Rick for his investigation skills. Well, thank you. I love it. I love playing Columbo, my favorite detective, and it's just with a lack of a better term, I kind of get off on it. It's just exciting when I come across something. Um, maybe PTSD. Yeah. So what? As far as you two concerned, about the first two chapters, what'd you get out of that?
I undisputable, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Nobody has the right to come after the fact and say she's lying because it wasn't our reality, it wasn't their reality, it was all reality. And
Yeah.
anybody that wants to dispute that and call her a liar or fabricating fact or whatever the case may be, uh, screw them.
Yeah. Thanks, Charlie. For that. He's happy that my brother's coming, and I tell you, I'm thrilled to death after not seeing him for 12, 15 years. And now I get to see him twice within a couple of months, and my daughter is just ecstatic. She can't wait to see him. So it's going to be a special day for me on there. And I might give a few little updates while we're doing Epic, watching it. So just a little quick. Look what's happening, man. I know Cam has warned me. With legal action if I get sidetracked off my visit with my brother. So I have to be very careful about what I do. Joe, what's your thoughts about the first two chapters? Any?
Tell you the truth, I don't remember them. You know why?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Based upon what we're talking about right now, I think it just sums up to me it confirms that Lisa was very understanding what was happening there, and the fact that anybody out there would have the audacity, especially a first cousin, to assume that a 9-year-old child And she was a child, but she was a very mature child and a very smart child. To not be able to understand what was happening is basically an insult to every other child that is in that age that remembers things and events in their life. And a lot of times it's so traumatic that it affects the rest of their life. Well, hence Lisa Marie.
I remember now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you all know that I was one of those that said there's no way a 9-year old is going to remember stuff like this. Maybe remember when her dad dies and some of the stuff that happened that day, but all this other stuff was bullshit. But
Yeah.
listening to what she was talking about, and not just pure Elvis stuff,
Yeah.
I believe her.
Yeah.
I believe that she remembers it
Yeah.
because it's important stuff to her around that age and going up. So I think she does. I think she does remember it.
Amy says, "Oh no, not a first cousin." Uh, yeah, yeah. Hey,
Amy.
Kyle says, "Remember, Ginger said she was lying too." Um, you know,
My question is this. Let's assume for a second Lisa was too young to remember, right? Or
mhm.
any child for that matter. Child X is too young to remember at that age. What is then a decent age to start remembering things?
I think 5, 4 or 5.
I think
I
it's not
re-
a person.
I remember a lot of events when I was 4 or 5, 6. I remember little snippets of when I was younger, but not in the way that we're talking about, where you can understand what was going on.
Mm-mm.
But when I understood what was going on when JFK was killed because of the news and we're talking about it at school, and I remember vividly. That's why it's been one of my go to. One of the topics that I've always been obsessed about was that assassination, all the way from that point in school, reading all the books. That's how much of an impact it made me on when I was 5 years old.
Yeah, there's things in my life too that I remember as far back when I recently did a regression cycle. I was able to ascertain that the memory goes all the way back to the age of 2.
Yeah, Amy says she remembers a lot from 4 on. I gotta go back to this one comment I saw.
I remember the first time I had sex.
Well, I would hope so.
But I hope it wasn't. Yeah, I hope.
It was only yesterday. I mean, come on.
Well, I, well, I hope it wasn't when you were 9 years or less.
Well, hey Joe, what's one of the good things about having bad memory?
It's not good because, like, I can forget something like 5 minutes ago.
No, but if you have bad memory, you get to make new friends every day.
You know what's really, yeah, no, what's good about it is movies.
Uh-huh.
You can watch movies over and over and over again because constantly my son's going,
Well, that's
"Oh, Dad, that's your favorite movie." But I do want to say one thing. Who slept with Captain Kirk? Celeste Yarnell did.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Who's she? No,
she was.
Well, that's true in my case.
I
I
know.
don't know who the hell she
You
is.
didn't know who Celeste Yarnell was? She was only,
No,
she's only in the movie
Oh,
for
you're talking about Cam? Yeah,
she's only in the movie for maybe 5 minutes.
yeah. Y- yeah.
Okay, well, good to her. I'm happy for her.
Well, now we have to go. We'll have to go to Elvis jail now.
I can't believe you didn't know that. You guys, out.
I bet you. I bet you. I know stuff that you don't know. Oh,
I'm sure you remember stuff I don't remember. The first time you had sex?
oh, I remember that.
Would you like to
I'm
share?
going to say this only one time and one time only. There is really something you can learn from an older woman. That's all
Yeah, that's true. It is. It is true.
so I will leave it at that. And
I remember the triple I had. Now that I remember.
I can't go into. Oh,
Good old college.
okay. We can't go into these stories. I got one of those.
Go on,
I'm not going into
talk about a bragger.
it. Yeah. No, we're kind of digressing here. We're, We
Elvis then saying, "What is happening?"
I know.
Okay.
How did we get here? How the hell did we get here?
It was Colin.
Joe
Was it me?
started it because he said he remembered when he first had sex.
Huh?
Okay. All right. Let's get back to Lisa.
Okay.
That's it for my personal life. Do tell. Francis goes, do tell. Yeah, that's another show.
Short one.
Yeah.
A short one.
All I say was I was a very successful full of bush salesman
Okay.
in California. So, all right. So let's get back to the book. So the key takeaways that it brings about the book. Elvis was both a loving father and a deeply troubled man, struggling with emotional and physical challenges. Lisa Marie's childhood was shaped by extraordinary privilege, intense love, instability, and trauma. Graceland represented safety
No,
and
it's
family and
no, no.
belonging until Elvis's death transformed it forever.
I was gonna say, note the serious look on his face now, trying to concentrate on the book.
You see, there's a lot of things I don't forget. I'm telling you right now. There's just some things that leave an impression on you for a long.
I like the. Was it Graceland represented safety, family, and
Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah.
I'm sorry, Joe. Hold on a second. I don't want to. I don't want to just take away from that.
Is that who I think it's going to be? Oh no, shit! It's that. I thought it was going to be Amy. Okay.
What?
Grace-
Rick.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you, Kyle. Thank you very much. All right, real quick. Here's our disclaimer all the way through. Oh, sorry. I gotta change. I gotta put the speaker on for there. Okay, that's on there.
This is all for entertainment purposes only. Our comments are our opinions only. We make no claims as to fact, and the viewer should make their own opinions. All opinions are welcome on Elvis-A-Z. Thank you for your support.
All right, thanks, guys. I'll play that again a little bit later if I can freaking remember.
You know the show that's coming up. You're going to be playing that like every 3 minutes.
Oh, I tell you, you know what? I ought to just have it on an automatic replay if I can.
Let me finish what I was going to say there, but I need to see
go
it,
ahead while I'm setting
'cause
this up.
I don't remember it, so it's not there.
Oh, okay. Well, hold on.
Jesus.
Okay, there it is.
Anybody else, he would have had it frozen. Now it says Graceland represented safety, family, and belonging until Elvis's death and transformed it forever. That's exactly what happened. And who did that? Priscilla. Yeah, she took all of that safety away.
What? Who put that up, Cam?
I don't know how to do it. You didn't show me how to do it.
That's because you haven't accepted the invitation to be a collaborator in here. You've got to accept that, and then you save that link, and you'll be able to do all the same things we do.
I thought it was spam.
I don't know if we want all three of us being able to control this show.
Could you just imagine me controlling this show?
Imagine all of us going like this at the same time. All right, guys, this is a serious subject. We got to get to it.
Okay.
Because I really want to try to get to this chapter. This is one of the. Amy reminded me today. We were talking about it. This is one of the kind of a very critical chapter in this book, and so I want to make sure that we hit and have everybody's input into this. So let me see. I got to shrink that.
Well, Kathleen has a suggestion.
What?
I'm afraid to ask. What's up? Okay, I'd like to do a 3 with you, handsome man.
That's a 4.
Okay, that would be beautiful.
4. I mean, I can't do a 4. I mean,
Now Joe remember his mathematical skills. Joe can remember that.
yeah, I would forget how many people were there. Yes, Joe, especially after she left. Yeah. Sleep.
Who comes out the winner in that 4-way?
Yes, Joe, especially after she locked the upstairs. We're talking about Priscilla. I am trying to be completely professional here.
Okay, yeah, you started it. This chapter shifts dramatically from childhood trauma into adulthood, intimacy, identity, and emotional inheritance. Structurally, it serves as a love story, a rebellion story, a motherhood story, and a warning story. The central emotional conflict is Lisa Marie desperately wants real love and emotional safety, but fame, trauma, and legacy constantly invade it.
Yes.
That's a lot of deep topic right there.
As well as the unresolved issue. So
Yeah.
she had it really bad.
Sadness as I'm hiding my eyes. I am naive for this conversation. So Danny Keough becomes the symbolic normal life she tries to build against the overwhelming gravity of being Elvis Presley's daughter.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I said 2 weeks ago.
I forget when it was when we had this discussion, but I'm a firm believer that Danny Keough was a good thing in her life all the way till she died,
Yeah.
Yes,
and even after.
yes,
The being married wasn't what they needed. Soulmates and was what they needed and is what they got. To me, that's what I got out of the book.
yes.
But we haven't gotten to that part. But I have. I
Although
really
the
like Danny Keough.
although the sad part is, I believe, and this is purely just conjecture, but based on what I know, they never really got to really live that life because of the emotional scars that were inflicted as a child.
Yeah. Kyle says, I've always said the reason she was married 4 times is because she was looking to fill the cools. That's a good
Pete
point.
Holt. That was Pete Holt.
Wow. All right. So, Danny Keough as escape from the Presley universe. Danny enters the story not as a celebrity, a businessman, power figure, but as a musician and an outsider.
Mhm.
He's a rugged working class guy, emotionally independent person. This is enormously important psychologically. Lisa
Yes,
Marie is drawn to him because he does not worship the Presley mythology.
yes,
She says Danny didn't care about fame, was almost allergic to it, treated her as a person rather than Elvis's daughter. And I think that was the key right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
mm,
Let's see what Danny is the one constant who was there from yes. What else we got here? I agree.
A lot of people wouldn't have hung like he had through all the marriages. He was
Yeah,
always in the background, I'm saying.
yeah.
Help.
yeah, and he support. I mean, what wasn't he? Wasn't he? Didn't he attend one of her? No, I guess not.
Yes, he
She was
did.
just
No, he did. He did attend the wedding to Lockwood. Lockwood. He was there.
was it
Yes,
Lockwood?
yes.
Oh yeah.
Um, okay, Kathleen's putting her serious face on.
Apparently,
Um,
apparently, according to Lisa, on the interview she did on, I think it was Oprah that time, she said that Danny and Michael were actually quite good friends.
Kyle says I thought he was there for Nick Cage. I don't know. I
That's
don't
also
know if
possible.
anybody knows. Yeah, if anybody knows, I kind of doubt he was there for Michael Jackson, but I could be wrong. I don't know. This is all I can't remember. I'm rereading this book for the first time in 3 years. So since it came out, 2 years when it come out, 24,
Mm,
2024.
I can't
yes.
remember if I read the book.
Well, yeah, I sent you the audio. You listened to it on the audio.
Okay.
All right, so
I remember.
let me get back over here. That made him emotionally safe. The Wall, which is what this chapter is titled, "The Wall of Lisa Marie Presley." You know what? That's for if you want just a one word description of her.
Mhm.
The title of the wall operates on multiple levels. It refers to Lisa Marie's emotional defenses, Danny breaking through them, the emotional barriers she built after Elvis passed, and the walls around fame itself. She repeatedly describes herself as guarded, suspicious, defensive, insecure. And you know what? I think in many ways, maybe in different degrees, that sums up Elvis.
Mm-hmm.
Was he guarded? I think he was guarded.
Mm.
Was he suspicious?
Towards the end, yes, I believe so.
Yeah. He spent his whole career being defensive, having to defend not just internally, but the media and just
His reputation.
has anybody? Can you think of anybody else that got the ridicule that he got and still gets to this day?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he felt insecure. I think Elvis was insecure behind the scenes.
Yes, even more so after 58, I believe.
Yeah, once he walked on that stage, all that shit right there was gone. He didn't feel guarded. He didn't feel suspicious. He ruled the world at that time. That's where he wanted to be.
Because I also believe to a certain extent, being on stage and being in front of the crowd offered him some form of security.
He connected with the people who he knew loved him.
Mm.
Because he always had his doubts about the people around him personally, but he knew without a doubt that the people that came to see him adored him, loved him, no matter what, and still to this day. Rick, what are your guys' thoughts on Lisa and Michael's marriage? Well, I know that I don't think she touches a whole lot on it in the book, just a little bit. The one thing I respected Lisa Marie and Riley to do, and that they did in this book, is they didn't do any bashing of the four guys.
Mm.
There was really no bashing. She talked about some of the problems and all that, but she didn't like bash them. If I remember correctly, somebody, we'll find out eventually. Danny introduced Lockwood. Yeah,
Didn't Danny, trying to go by memory, didn't Danny step aside for Michael, but he was still in the background? Did he?
Yeah,
yeah.
I would imagine so. Considering he had such a big part in her life, I would imagine he would have done that.
To answer your question, Francis, here's my thought about it, and I'll let them two decide whether they want to comment on it. But my thought about Michael Jackson in the marriage was, I don't. Lisa says that she did love him. I don't think it was the type of love. I can't answer that one, but I think Michael Jackson had an ulterior motive for it.
Elvis catalog.
Yes.
Elvis catalog. I mean, look what Paul McCartney went through with the guy. He cheated Paul McCartney out, lied about it to get it, and then here's an opportunity for him to hopefully get a hold of Elvis's catalog. Then he owned the majority of the biggest music in the world ever.
Mm-hmm. And there went their friendship.
It was greed. He was more in it for greed and what he could get out of it.
They were good friends, and there goes their friendship, and they never talked again.
Yeah. Yeah, I know Paul. I saw one interview with Paul where he kind of touched base on it, but he really didn't want to talk about it. Let's see. Danny was still around during MJ. Lisa and Danny still did vacations together with the kids. MJ hated it.
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
I'm sure. Yeah.
That just goes to prove that this is conjecture, and that's all I'm going to say about it because I have my own thoughts with regard to it. But it was a marriage of convenience for him.
Do you think Lisa actually loved Michael J., or was it a way to get away from her father?
I don't think
Lisa, legend. Step right into another legend.
Maybe a combination of both to a certain extent.
I don't think it was the type of love that would be between a husband and a wife.
No.
And here's the other thing, and this before I say this, I'm going to do this.
This is all for entertainment purposes only. Our comments are our opinions only. We make no claims as to fact, and the viewer should make their own opinions.
Okay, this is the opinion I have, and I've only voiced it a few times. I think it was the timing, and Lisa was there to help Michael Jackson dispel a lot of those rumors about him.
Are you? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
I go.
he had motives on his side too.
Yeah.
Did you
Mo-
know? Just. I'm sorry. Keep going.
But
There was a
yeah,
little story on the side here. Michael Jackson had an Elvis sketch that was stolen by the maid, and then the maid was arrested, and the sketch went back to Michael, an Elvis sketch. He had a thing about Elvis. He really did. He had a thing about Elvis.
Yeah, he copied his tippy toe stance, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
hmm
Because he'd never be as good as Elvis. I think. Truthfully, I know. I think he felt that
Well,
way.
the only thing he did better than Elvis was write songs.
Oh, sure.
But
And that's how many
and
times.
he was a good entertainer. Michael was a good entertainer on the stage. Nothing like Elvis. But he couldn't compare to Elvis as far as I was concerned. I saw Michael one time. It was on, I forget what tour it was, but I saw it may have been a Thriller tour, and I was no, it was the tour he did with his brothers when they did the tour when he went with them, and um, he had a great voice, incredible voice. He really did. Nothing he could never do the versatility that Elvis did. I can't picture Michael singing gospel. I can't picture Michael singing country. Michael just had that pop sound, and that was it. King of pop, pop, pop.
Elvis was first.
But he was jealous because he never attained that worldwide um, attraction that Elvis had. What name another artist out there that you can instantly think of Elvis when you say just Elvis? If you say Michael, you could think of different people.
Mm.
It was just. I think he was jealous of him, and he wanted.
yeah.
He had a motive. He had a motive. That's just my opinion.
I think
Anybody?
I think Elvis haunted Michael to a certain extent, and he tried desperately to be bigger than Elvis, but
Mhm.
Elvis was always just that little step ahead of him, and he never could attain that.
She
He
said,
couldn't reach that pinnacle,
"What is?"
no matter what he did.
No,
Uh,
and like Rick says, I don't take anything away from MJ to a certain extent. He was a phenomenal entertainer, and he was a talented musician. But was he always was he honest? Was he always open and honest with regard to certain things in his life? No, and
Mm.
then again, was the same can be said for Elvis too. Was he always open and honest with certain things in his life? No, and that's fine. Nobody needs, least of all, somebody like you and I.
yeah,
Um,
Amy said that it would have been the best business move Lisa could have done if, I guess, if she sold the catalog, which,
No.
well, she's talking about a business move financially.
Oh,
Yeah, I cringe at him actually doing that, but this was at the time too when they were hurting.
I think a lot of it, Michael, if he owned the catalog, would keep a lot of it back so
Yeah,
he could go forward. I really do. I don't think it was a business move. It was I'm going to beat him now. I'm just not going to put a bunch of stuff out anymore.
Natalie, why didn't Lisa listen to Michael's thoughts on getting the catalog, etc.? That's a good question. I noticed that MJ wore outfits that were similar to what Elvis wore.
but you see, that speaks to what I said a couple of minutes ago. Maybe Lisa was privy to information that none of us here are privy to. Maybe that's why she decided. Because if it was as good of a decision as we all speculated to be, I'm sure Lisa would have taken her would have made that move. There must have been a very good reason why she decided against it.
Oh, I see. she says buying it back would have been the good business move.
You think Michael would have let her buy that back?
I don't know.
No way.
Well, McCartney got his back, didn't he?
Yeah, but after so many years, how many years was it?
Yeah. All right, let's go. So, she really. So we've covered that. Um, she was difficult to access. Danny's persistence breaks through that, but the wall never fully disappears. So we pretty much sum that up. I could see why. I mean, look what why she would have built a wall around her. Would she? Was there anybody she could trust? Anybody? Danny Keough. And I'm not talking about her children. I'm just talking about outside of that. I think Danny Keough
He
maybe
was probably the only
ever
one.
trusted, in my opinion. I can't think of anybody else. I don't see, she obviously, as she mentions in the book, didn't have a close relationship with Vernon. She didn't have a good relationship with Priscilla and her mother. She said they were cold. I know I'm getting ahead in the book, but it's just poor. You gotta. I hurt for her. It wouldn't have been up to MJ if Lisa got it. Rick
Who
got
was the one
Elvis.
who was the one that it even came up that they were going to sell it?
I don't. I don't know if the subject ever came. Did the subject ever come up? That was just an opinion I had that he wanted it. I don't know.
Oh no, I've heard it before a lot of times.
Yeah, I've heard it too, and I think it's because it was all around that time that he'd just done the Paul McCartney thing. So people were thinking, "Oh, he's going to go after Elvis's too." But I don't know if they ever broached the topic. Maybe they didn't. I don't know. Amy might know, or anybody else out there might know. Uh, yeah, Lisa couldn't even trust her own mother. Rick, I heard Elvis was the one who told the Osmonds they should wear jumpsuits.
Yes,
Yeah, Boba Lou made them for him too.
they looked like five Elvises. It looked ridiculous. You know what I hated about it? Sometimes they'd have like a little ace of spades up here or a flower over here, and it's taking something so cool and make it look dweeby.
Elvis sold his catalog in '73. Oh yeah, right. MJ wanted Lisa to buy it back, so it was discussed.
Oh, really?
And if she had bought that during the marriage, would he automatically had half rights to it?
No, I think she would have
It
had a
would have been a
prenup.
business. It would have been a business
She
deal.
didn't
She
have
would have been.
Michael, did she?
It would have been EPE, so he wouldn't have had any rights to it. I just answered my question. MJ asked her where all the profits from EPE were, and she should use that money to buy the catalog. P wouldn't hear of it. Yeah, but in my feeling about that is, Michael, I don't care if they're married or not. Michael Jackson had no right to stick his nose into her business
No.
as far as EPE is concerned. I mean, what would happen if she turned to him and said, "Well, I think you need to quit wearing those stupid suits that you're wearing"? Well, he wouldn't have sounded like that. She wouldn't sound like that, but I don't know. I just think there's boundaries that you cross, and you don't sit there and tell somebody how to run their business.
I can't believe she had a prenup with Michael Jackson.
They had an airtight prenup.
Yeah.
They would have had to.
Oh, to go both ways. No, you're right. That's stupid.
Oh man, can you imagine all that
Michael Jackson money.
all the internal stuff going on between Priscilla and Lisa and Michael Jackson, who Priscilla did not like at all, from what I understand.
Because remember, at that time when they were married, Michael was already knee deep in shit financially.
Priscilla was funneling that money for herself by that point from Amy.
Yes.
Wow.
Do you know Amy?
Um,
It's a very smart girl about Elvis.
Exactly. I agree with Amy on that one.
could you
That
imagine
was.
that divorce if they didn't? Oh yeah. Too much at stake for both businesses. Well, at least she covered her base, her basis. So
Are we going back to sex now? Hey, Joe, you said going both ways, LOL.
what what are you talking about?
Kathleen Weidenbacher Bacher says,
So
"Hey
you
Joe,
said
you said to go both ways, LOL." Well, there was that time that I was really drunk.
and he never got over it.
And never got over it. I still miss him,
Okay, let's go.
Joshua.
Joshua.
Joshua was his name.
Okay, I we're back to Elvis. I did not expect this to go this way today, but you know,
I
I'm
got
happy if
put off.
everyone else is happy.
I got put
Joe's
off.
Joe's in the timeout.
That one time at Elvis week, I was laughing my ass. What did Joe's? Yeah, Joe's in timeout. Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll call him back when we're ready. All right, Elvis's shadow over romance. Even though Lisa Marie says Elvis was rarely discussed directly, they would have zero conversations about Elvis. Elvis dominates the relationship indirectly. Danny fears fame, the Presley machine being consumed, losing himself. Riley later explains he knew she would be his destruction. This is one of the memoir's biggest revelations. Loving Lisa Marie meant entering a gravitational field much larger than ordinary life. That's a good way to put it. Danny senses that immediately. And Helen says, I think MJ saw that Pee was, I love calling her Pee was robbing her and tried to warn her. It's Pee that robbed Lisa Marie, not MJ. I need to come up with a sound effect for Priscilla. What yeah, okay, all right.
What would you
Urine dropping.
do if you had one?
Here we go. How'd that work? Um, haha, you guys. I think we need Amy's photo there to make. No, no, we don't. That would
Can I
not.
get a copy of it?
I would lose Joe forever. It would be over with.
Do you guys think that that's maybe one of the reasons why Lisa eventually decided uh, to pursue her musical career? Because in some sense, it indirectly gave her some kind of understanding of what her dad went through.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. I also think that she had it in her to want to do that.
Yes, obviously, no, not discounting that. Obviously, also as
No, I,
as a
I
major decision making
yeah,
uh,
I think
part of it.
I don't know. After her seeing what he went through, I would almost say that she wouldn't want to get into that field after she saw all that was going on. But then she also, I think her drive to do it motivated her to, and she saw what it was like. But of course, too, she never got to that point to get the level that he did because she wasn't around long enough. And second of all, she only three albums.
Yes.
What do you think about the line in her one song about being buried in the backyard?
I love that song. That's my favorite Lisa Marie song. Lights out,
Yeah.
buried in the damn backyard. I'll be buried in the damn backyard.
What do you think that means?
I think she's there. She's talking. It's metaphorical as much as it is honest. She's
Mhm.
talking. She's talking in the one end. She's talking about expressing her part in being expected, quote unquote, to be buried there, but at the same time acknowledging the machine that is Graceland and that is the mythology of Elvis and how uh, Graceland is put up onto such a pedestal and how Elvis has become a money maker again, but not in the pure form as though he as when he was still here.
Well, I think
She
I
was a,
think
she was acknowledging the exploitive part of it. I think.
I think well, obviously she knew there were six plots allowed, and she knew that one of them was designated for her. Who else would there be?
Hmm.
So she just, I mean, she could have made the choice not to be, but after Benjamin was, she put Benjamin there. I don't know her process and order of thinking. If anybody out there does, put your comments in there. But it was.
Do you guys think if Ben was still alive, she still would have been buried at Graceland? I think so.
Hmm.
For wanting
You
to
you
be
mean you mean if she
near her
died
father.
before Elvis?
No, if she died before Ben.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Oh, yeah. Don't you think what would upset her maybe too is she knew that even the end of her life was already planned out, and this is the way it was going to be, and that would bother me. You can't make a decision about your death.
Yes, that's
Well,
also
I
true.
I I didn't make a decision about my death until the last year. It wasn't until this last year when I decided exactly what I want done with my ashes. So it's one of the things that most people don't want to even think about. They wait and they wait and they wait, and all of a sudden you realize if I don't make a decision now and come to it, that they may just cremate me and flush me. You know, not that they would, but I think most people don't want to address that situation. Um, Remember that additional zoning Lisa wanted at one point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the plan was to put her next to Minnie Mae. She was showing her grief counselor the right the night before January 8th. Prissy, no, I hate that prissy pants shit. I can't stand that. Yeah, as much as I hate her, prissy pants. She wanted the whole clan there. Thank God that didn't happen. Yeah, I would very well bet that that's the last of, I don't think Riley, I doubt very much Riley will be buried there.
I like what Satin said. She said, I think she always wanted to be buried at Graceland. It's the only place her soul was at rest. I agree.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, Riley couldn't be buried there unless she had it rezoned anyways. But yeah, you're right, Joe. It's a lot to, you try to figure out what was going through her head, you know, a lot to, I don't know. I can't put myself in her shoes. She wanted the whole clan. Thank God that didn't happen. Yeah. What did Satin say? Satin, I think she would have always wanted buried at Graceland as the only place. Yeah. Oh, you just read that, didn't you? Um,
Do you think the whole family's going to want to be buried there? They
no,
open something up to where,
no, I think that's it. I would very well be surprised because I'm sure Riley will want to be buried with her kids and with her husband,
Hmm.
and that's not going to happen at Graceland because otherwise you're going to wind up having to get six more spots.
I know, but can you? It's really none of our business, and how can they stop it?
Well, how can they stop it?
Yeah,
Yeah, the zoning department can say no. That's it.
they can get six more if they wanted. Isn't that what it said in the
They
book?
could,
That they
they can
could get,
only get six more if they wanted if the zoning department approves it.
Hmm.
which there are Presleys, and it's going to happen.
Well, maybe you don't know what Lisa wished.
On the other side too, it's important to remember is what Riley is one generation removed. She doesn't have the relationship with Elvis that Lisa had. Um, so she only knows of Elvis what her mother told her about Elvis. So
Mhm.
that in itself, for me, is I don't think uh, Riley would want to be buried at Graceland anyway, because for her it's not to be disrespectful, but she doesn't know Elvis the way her mother knew Elvis. So there's that disconnect for her there.
Well,
Well,
you
are there any
know,
ones that? Go ahead.
if Riley wanted to add more spots, which Amy just said, that there is nothing been planned at all, nothing's been submitted or like that. If Riley wanted to add more plots to it, what's she waiting for?
Hmm.
She can't apply for it after she dies. And
Yes.
she can apply for it when Priscilla dies, and then what are they gonna do? Have to put Priscilla in a refrigerator for a while until they get it all zoned out? No, if she really wanted it to happen, I would think she would just go ahead and get the approval now,
Yes.
and that way it's ready to
You think?
go.
How young is she?
She's 35 or 36 or something like that.
I don't know. Do
You
you think about dying at 35?
Well, look at Benjamin.
you see,
Yeah, that's different.
Amy's verbalized it the way I try to verbalize it. Thanks, Amy. You in my head again. Amy says, "I don't think Riley has the connection to Graceland the way
Yeah.
Lisa did. For Riley, it's a graveyard." Yes,
Yeah, I think Riley has a very high regard and respect for her heritage, but she
yes.
doesn't have that connection to that.
There's no connection for her there because Lisa grew up there. Lisa
Well,
lived there. It
it's the
was
same
Lisa's
with me
house.
and my grandparents. I mean,
Yes.
I had a pretty good connection with my mom's mother and my grandfather, but that was only till I was 5. But with my grandmother, I had a pretty good connection, but it wasn't enough of a connection where I'd want to be buried in the same graveyard. Of course, she is buried in kind of a cool place. She's buried in the cemetery in Folsom, where who was it? John Sutter is buried.
Well, is there anybody there in the family that could be buried there that did not have to go through Riley? And is there anybody that else could?
Riley's the only one that can
No,
approve.
Riley's the
Yeah,
only one that can say yeah or nay, with obviously with the exclusion of the zoning board.
No, but is there anybody after Riley that could
No.
die and be eligible to be buried at Graceland?
if Riley passed away and the twins, well, the twins will have, I think at one point, well, they do have a part ownership. It's just all in a trust,
Yes.
I believe, right now. But
Yes.
once Riley was to pass away, or whoever inherits it from her would have that right. Whoever
Hmm.
owns that property is the only person that has that right. And right now, Riley's the only one that's got the decision. If I'm correct, Amy, no, they have to apply for more zoning. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's the way I've read it and I've understood it. Riley's the only one that can apply, and in my just going from my business history and how did things, and I would look at it like I need to go ahead and get the zone worked on now and done with because you don't know. Priscilla's not exactly a spring chicken, and so if she had intentions to have that extra plot, I think she would already have the plans of getting the zoning approved now, so it's done with, over with. She didn't have to deal with it because it would be one of those last minute things she has to break away from and do.
And she'd be able to get away with it. She's
So
Presley. She's Presley. Well, how do you think they got Elvis in there so quick? The last name.
yeah, well, that was kind of a. I
That's
think that was a little bit of a different situation. I mean it was one of those type of. Well, first of all, the city was going to approve it for Elvis right away, anyways. But
Yeah.
when it comes down to Priscilla, do you think that city's going to approve it?
I'll give it a couple of days more. I don't. I really think the name Priscilla Presley is going to make things move, but not as fast as Elvis. But
Not anymore.
I
I don't
really
think
do.
so.
Yeah.
I don't think
I'm
so.
telling you, you remember this. You remember this.
Every single day, her reputation gets worse and worse and worse,
Amy, what do you think?
and she has absolutely no say so in anything. She's not even allowed to go to Elvis Week.
I'll go back.
Not
I'll go by what Amy says.
not with what's his face sitting on the board now, and he knew exactly how Lisa felt about her mother.
When he talks, they only vote once a month.
Yeah, Priscilla has no say so whatsoever. She doesn't have the pull anymore.
No.
We will find out, I guess.
And she's about as broke as a church mouse now.
Are you kidding me? Priscilla's gonna outlive every one of us. She'll.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, when you're preserved like a pickle, you're gonna be pretty much around for a while. I got a pickle jar down there I've had for 2 years. The pickles are still good.
Ugh.
Now we're talking about pickles. All right, let's get moving. I don't want to talk about Priscilla anymore. Um, Lisa Marie's obsession and emotional intensity. The chapter openly reveals Lisa Marie's emotional absolutism. She says, hot or cold, obsessed, head over heels, you could not mop me off the floor. This mirrors the emotional extremity seen throughout earlier chapters. Lisa Marie does not experience relationships casually. Everything becomes consuming, existential, emotionally total. That the emotional intensity becomes one of the defining traits of her life.
Hmm. Because her whole existence was not quote unquote normal. She wasn't even born yet and she was in the press.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she.
So her entire life, as sad as it is to say, and I say this with as much love and respect for her as I possibly can, her entire life was not quote unquote normal to any standard. And that's the sad part is that as as much as she tried to be quote unquote normal, she
Yeah.
tr-
Oh, those
she could,
teachers.
She wasn't allowed to be.
that part of existence, that part of life always evaded her because she was never given the opportunity to be normal
Could you imagine?
in any sense of the word, because like I said, even before she took her first breath she was already thrust into this celebrity existence. She might not have known it as much or understood it as much as a child, but she was already in that celebrity existence.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. Um, but I think she also understood
Pickles.
pickles. I know people are talking about pickles. Priscilla pickles.
But
Look,
could
I
you
had a new coffee mug, new T-shirt. I'll
imagine?
I'll morph I'll Priscilla into a pickle and I'll make a T-shirt out of it. Pickled
You'll,
Priscilla. That'll
you'll put
sell.
me off. You'll put me off pickles for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being her or any person who's famous like that, not be able to stop and go into her diner or someplace like that, and people asking you for an autograph, or running across the
Oh,
street
yeah.
for an autograph, you're in the back seat with your grandmother.
It must be terrible.
It's got to be. It sounds like it's something that you would enjoy for a few months, and then after a while, you'll say, "Shit." You
Hmm.
know?
Put her. Put her back.
Be-
Okay,
be-
we gotta move from that subject.
because nothing you ever do will be seen as purely that. You'll be, for example, seen in a coffee shop having coffee with somebody, having a regular conversation about something, and somebody will pick up something and they'll throw it completely out of context. And here you find 3 days from now you're defending a statement that you made to somebody about something utterly different.
Mhm.
Now you find yourself defending something that wasn't meant to be defended to begin with. That must be fucking absolute nightmare.
Yeah, and that just goes with the whole territory of being a star. They all experience that. Some even worse than others. But you know,
Hmm.
I do like the fact that I don't think she was very exposed to the media much, and picture wise and all that when she was younger. Though she had such a freaking recognizable face. Ooh, look at that girl, man. She looks just like Elvis, man.
But then again, kudos to her for being able to sustain some form of normalcy.
But see, that also proves what we're saying about what Donna says. The fact that she understands it, knows, shows that she understood what had happened the first 9 years of her life. Because if
Hmm.
she didn't comprehend any of that period of her life,
The
everything would
fame
have been
wouldn't
a
have
whole, yeah, the fame wouldn't have really hit her.
affected her. Yeah.
And so, That's just another way of it's just proving what a BS, what a bullshit story that is. It's just a diversion. All it is a diversion from the lies that are being told. And
I
then
think
I get on the subject about that because it just when I hear that comment,
it's disrespectful to Lisa and to any human being that age, in my opinion.
well, you know what? It's no different than her attacking Danny, Billy,
Yes.
or or even Dave the Stanleys. It don't make any difference who she's attacking. She's got to attack everybody, but she's attacking the one person who was the most important person in Elvis's life. Donna, I got news for you. You weren't important to Elvis. Not like that. And not even close. But she wants to put herself in that position. And anyways, let's get to motherhood or redemption because I'm gonna need a gummy here if I keep talking about.
This is the one comment that Kathleen makes I'm going to disagree with. Kathleen says kudos to for having a child with Elvis. That's the only good thing she did, in my opinion. No, I disagree with you, Kathleen. She saw Elvis coming years and years ago. Even in that sense, and this is no disrespect to Lisa at all. This is purely the spotlight on her mother. Getting pregnant with Elvis was a transaction.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah.
she knew exactly that by getting pregnant with Elvis, she would have Elvis under her thumb for as long as she deemed fit. And
Well, I kind of read her comment a little bit different. I read it as the fact that I'm reading it as the fact that the only good thing that came out of that marriage was Lisa Marie.
yes, no, and that
Not so much that not the story about her getting pregnant and all that, but I kind of read it more like, and I agree. I think that is the only good thing that came out of that marriage, no matter what the incentive was at the beginning. You
yes,
and so,
Well, Prissy had that whole thing planned.
oh,
Even from a kid, she
oh
had, I'm going to go out and I'm going to get Elvis, especially when she first met him.
yeah.
She, she was going to do anything to get him.
Lisa was the golden goose to pee. Yeah.
yes, I agree with Amy 100%. And I
Sure.
mean that's what we said before. Yes, that's what we said even a couple of months ago. We were talking about the same thing, and I think I made the same comment, but in a different context.
Yeah.
Is exactly that. Lisa became the golden goose. She was the key that could be dangled in front of Elvis, and he would have done whatever the hell she wanted him to do. As long as Lisa was the key that fit inside that lock, she could make Elvis do whatever the hell she wanted, and she
So,
still did.
yeah,
What
Francis, I don't know if Priscilla, if somebody else answer that, if Priscilla ever got pregnant again and had a miscarriage, I don't know.
I doubt it.
I don't know about that.
Priscilla was the reason to keep Elvis around for a very long time.
Donald only wanted after Lisa died because Lisa, Donald, Donald.
I Okay, let me rephrase that. I don't think she got pregnant by Elvis again, but
No, I
she
don't either.
What?
she could
No,
have gotten pregnant.
I
You
don't.
don't think what? What don't you think?
I don't.
That Priscilla got pregnant by Elvis again and had a miscarriage.
Oh no.
No, no.
Love. Oh, hey. Well, welcome. I don't know if I can pronounce that. Loved Jill. Okay. Thank you, new listener. Appreciate your program. Appreciate you being here. Hope you
Nice.
enjoyed it.
Welcome. Welcome.
Give us your thoughts and tell us what you think.
I
Um,
mean, considering she was sitting at the Burbank studio with a
boyfriend. Yeah.
side piece.
Yeah.
So, what's the possibility that she could have gotten pregnant by Elvis again and had a miscarriage? Unless she was very calculating, I would say
Well,
minimal.
according to Priscilla, after she gave birth, they never had sex
Yeah.
again, except for
Mhm.
the rape.
Oh yeah, quote unquote.
I like how Kathleen said, "Love that we agreed to disagree." That's what we can do around here.
Yeah.
We don't take
That's,
offense. See, I play the other side a lot.
yeah.
You know, a lot of times I don't do that because I believe it, but I think there should be two sides.
I, and that's what makes the conversation. If we were all sitting here agreeing with the same thing, this freaking thing would be boring.
Hmm.
I love hearing other people's thoughts, and if you notice, for those of you who have just recently joined us in the last month or so, or even today, you're going to find that nobody even in the chat fights or argues or gets, because they're gone. I give no warnings when you start arguing, and you either talk about religion or you talk about politics or you attack another person. You're gone because I'm not having that, and we have great conversations.
Well,
Yes, I agree with Kathleen's statements in the sense that Rick does. Out of when you look at it from as shitty as that whole setup was and as calculating as it was, if you take all of that into account and then you say yes, then I wholeheartedly agree. The only good thing that came out of that shitstorm was Lisa.
Okay, I have no idea what that comment from Kyle means. Slim and none. Okay, slim and none, and Slim is in the hospital and all bones broken. So it applies to something that was said, and I'm not for sure what, unless you're talking about her getting pregnant.
I have no idea. If have you got all your gummies in your drawers? Maybe Kyle's gonna hold a couple of your
Well,
gummies.
they're not in my drawers. I mean, but they are in the shelf over here. That's a dumbass comment. Um, no, I got them here, but I'm trying to avoid taking them because I want to stay awake tonight. I want to do some stuff. Because if I take one, it's like at the hospital with that heartbeat line goes. "Whoop." That's me for 3 hours after a gummy. That's kind of stupid one.
Or not necessarily. You might sit there and see your Elvis photos and posters on the walls dancing around like you did last time.
Is that
would
what
that be
happened?
a bad thing?
No, it wasn't a bad thing. It just scared the shit out of me because I had taken one of those gummies like that, man. I just went ahead and took it. Oh, this ain't working yet. Let me take a little bit more. Never say more.
I wish I could have been a fly on the wall that night.
I could have sworn my guitar was playing itself. All right, so let's go. Motherhood is redemption. The abortion section is among the most emotionally raw passages in the memoir. We might get our answer here. Lisa Marie describes the abortion as the Oh, okay. The stupidest thing I ever done. I remember this now. The emotional aftermath becomes spiritually consuming. She believes she must redeem herself. She must become pregnant again. She is meant to have Danny's child. This leads to one of the memoir's strongest recurring themes. Motherhood is healing. Riley's conception is described almost like destiny. I see that. That woman loved her kids. She would have died for them in a heartbeat. Natalie goes, look at my forehead. Does it say stupid there? Natalie goes, I'm asking for a friend. What are the name of the gummies?
I've seen other women that did that. They took the
I'll,
What a dead giveaway. Is the
I'll,
friend's name Natalie?
I'll send you a link. I'll send you a link. Now, these are just to let everybody know. I get neuropathy pretty bad in my legs sometimes, so I take a gummies. The doctors told me what to do, what to get because I don't like pain pills because just some of the side effects I get from them. So I don't like them, but I do take them sometimes. So I'll take a gummy, and I've never taken gummies before, and I'm trying to find the right level, and I'm enjoying my experiences to find that level in a lot of aspects. So I get these from a company, and they're really fairly cheap. I get 10 of them for $39. All right, and they last me over a month because I cut them into thirds. So, and then if I really, I'll take 2/3 if I really need them to try to get some rest. But if you use the link send you, if you email me, I'll send you the link. This is all the up and up. There's nothing illegal about this. Now, some states don't sell this; they don't sell to. But I'll send you a link. But if you click that link and make an order from there, then you'll get a $30 off on your first order, and I'll get $30 off on my next order. So it's not for me to. I'm not selling them. I'm just
Hey, hold up. We got somebody in the chat you need to throw into the scene.
who we got in the chat. Sadness. He can't.
Look,
Kathleen.
look in the studio.
Holy shit! I should look down every once in a while, shouldn't I? Look who we got. Oh, Joe's gonna be happy now. Oh, wait a second. Wait a minute. I got this all set up for Joe. This is for Joe. That's for
Oh,
you, Joe.
Amy? Okay.
All right.
Hi,
So
Amy.
Hi.
Now, somebody here said that having a baby after having an abortion is, uh, I don't, why, a lot of people do that. What is it about having a baby right afterward that they just have to, like it's just they have to do it?
I think it's the sense of loss you feel, maybe.
I would. That's what I would think.
We're talking about Lisa's?
Yeah.
My question. Yeah, I mean, she obviously regretted it. She said it haunted her and haunted her.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I lost a child at 16 weeks pregnant, and I just want another baby. And that's how my last one came to be.
I'm sorry.
Even though they told me I shouldn't, and it wouldn't, be viable. And then the doctor that told me, you'll never do that. I remember taking Isaiah in for a 6-week visit in his little carrier and passing that doctor. I was like, what's this baby right here?
My mom wasn't supposed to be able to have kids, and she had 6.
Wow. See, doctors don't always know everything.
Wow. Yeah.
Hi, hi, Helen. Hi, everybody. I won't even try. Thank you for all the love.
Well, thrilled to have you join the conversation. It's been an interesting one.
I know. I was listening on my way home, and I'm like, threw my hair down, and then I was like, let me just hop on real quick.
Yeah.
I wanted to get into the sex part of it.
Oh,
Back to the sex.
what did you have for breakfast, Joe? Holy smoke!
Pickle.
I don't know. Whatever Joe had, I need to get me a box full
Yes,
of that.
I need some of that pickle.
Amy's here.
Amy put her foot into that one.
You have like a boing sound effect.
Oh, yeah, I got that somewhere around here. Wait a minute. What is it? It's right.
I'm at work laughing out loud. He had Priscilla's pickles.
It's because of that we have the problems we have in this world, people. It's because of that.
Boing.
How did we get back to this?
It was.
It's Joe. It's Joe who started it again. Joe said he wants to get back on the sex part.
Back to talk about sex, yeah.
There's a comment made in here. I want to make a comment about this. What we were just talking about with this community and with our chats. What I find with the ones who are in our chats, they don't have any issue bringing up personal things in their life.
No.
Frances is bringing up about her miscarriage, and there's a lot of people who don't want to talk about that. And that makes me proud for what we've done with this channel with you guys, and you're able to express your, however you want to express it, and tell whatever you want,
It's a safe place. I'm sorry for your loss, Francis. It's one you don't ever get over.
Yeah.
I see my 3, but I see 4 when I see my 3. Like there should be one more there.
Here, you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, I know that too. My son was a twin, and they were born at 20 weeks, and the second, his brother lived for 30 days, and I actually held him until he passed. And I still feel that to this day.
Yeah, you do.
It's just you think, I look at my son who they said would never be very healthy because of all how early he was born, and he was in the Marines for 5 years. He just got accepted as a police officer for the local police department. He's going through training, and I couldn't be prouder.
I'm as healthy as a bull in a china shop, and I was born at 22 weeks.
Yeah, it's a matter. A lot of it has to do with the care that you have. I mean, we had a great NICU up in Cleveland, so they were. So let's get back to where we're at. That was a lot she went through at that time. I remember reading this part when I was reading the book and listening to it. And it just listening to this book and listening to it come from Lisa's mouth or from Riley's. Well, it was actually Julia Roberts, but still you had that image of Lisa, and it just hit more home when you heard the book. For me, it was a female telling me the story, so it made it more believable. As other than, not that I wouldn't believe it was a print, but it made more of an impact on me.
Well, and
You
Julia
know,
kind of had the same cadence to her voice, the way Lisa talked too.
Yeah, that
Like
was brilliant that they
that real
used.
direct kind of, yeah.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know what
Thank
it
you,
was
Francis.
about. You know what it was about it for me, though, in some way or another. Even though subconsciously we know these people are human beings, uh, sometimes the celebrity a little bit overclouds that. And when you hear
Mm,
statements like this, and you hear the candidacy at which Lisa was talking about that experience in that moment, I was like shot back to earth to realize that, you know what, as much as this person was a quote unquote celebrity, she was a human being like me.
yeah,
Like, sometimes we do with some part of our brain accept that they are human, and we kind of say it like a cliche, but it takes a conversation like that, to what Lisa was talking about, to really drive it home in the true sense that, these were actually human being people.
yeah. All right, parallel lives. Elvis's and Lisa Marie. This is really interesting. This chapter, the chapter deliberately mirrors Elvis and Lisa Marie's lives. Notice the parallels: young marriage, young parenthood, emotional intensity, fame pressure, public scrutiny, dangerous entourages, emotional dependency, creative longing. Lisa Marie becomes increasingly aware she's repeating family cycles.
How old was Elvis when Lisa Marie was born?
He was 32. So
Yeah,
yeah, I don't think he was young. He was,
No, I wouldn't call that young.
yeah, 32. He was 32
yeah,
when he was born.
yeah. 30. Yeah, my oldest daughter, she was born when I was 20.
I mean, Priscilla was young-ish, but not. I mean, I was
Yeah,
21 when my oldest was born, so I don't.
I was
yeah,
30.
yeah. What was Lisa Marie? She was fairly young.
Yeah, Riley was 89, born in 89. And
She,
did it touch on too in here in this breakdown how Priscilla wanted them to abort Riley?
I don't think we've gotten to that part yet. But yeah, I remember that being in this book. So
That seems to be her MO. When somebody gets pregnant, she wants to.
she didn't want any other inheritances.
Hmm.
Mhm.
My God.
And it's just
Ah,
the deviousness of
33. Okay, thank you, Helen. Yeah, Elvis was 33. Priscilla was 22.
yeah, 33. Oh yeah, yeah. Lisa Marie becomes increasingly aware. Okay, so now the line matters enormously. I was married at 20, a mother at 21, similar to my own mother. The Presley generational loop continues. And now Priscilla versus Danny control dynamics. And this might be where it
Mhm.
brings it up. I just, what a disgusting woman. Um,
I just don't know how Riley. I mean, I know it's her grandmother, and I have a similar situation in my family where it's still your family. But to know these things, and even knowing that they wanted Danny out, that she wanted Danny gone too, because Riley said it was hard to control Lisa. She became harder to control when she got with Danny because she had another voice in her head.
right.
I just don't know
Yeah,
how you. I don't know.
I think she became quote unquote harder to control because Danny was outside of the narrative. He was the real person in the real world saying, "Hey, take a look at this bullshit. They manipulating you here,
Yeah.
and don't give in to it."
Hey, chat. Hey, chat with Cat. Welcome.
Chat
Yeah.
with Cat.
Welcome, welcome,
So
welcome.
happy to see you here.
And that's always the case. I mean,
Yeah.
I can speak for it in my own life. I had
Mhm.
people in my own life that went through the same thing, where I was that voice of reason. And at the time, I was blown off and decisions were made. And only later on
Yeah.
uh, did I hear, okay, sorry, you were right. And I was like, yeah, but the damage is done.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
that's unfortunately what happens when you have somebody that's manipulated within a group. so strongly, somebody from outside comes and they all of a sudden the voice of reason and they go, hang on, you're
Yeah.
being manipulated here. Those people fight tooth and nail.
Yeah.
And they will discredit that person as far as they need to go to make sure that person X doesn't listen to the outsider. So
Yeah.
I don't buy the bullshit where she used to say in interviews that, oh, she loves Danny and oh, what a wonderful person he was and oh, how brilliant he was for. No, she hated
Oh,
his
from
guts.
Priscilla. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
she even said at the book tour in Memphis when they were
Mm.
talking about Michael Jackson and them divorcing, and then Priscilla says, "Oh, I got rid of another one," referring to the other one being Riley's father.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's so weird.
But Kathleen, you are very welcome. You are family, and your thoughts are always with us. So thank you for mentioning.
Acknowledging us.
Yeah, we appreciate that. All right, Priscilla versus Danny.
Dun, dun, dun.
Come. Oh yeah, that's a good one, huh? That is just the right timing for that one. Control dynamics. One of the chapter's strongest subtexts. Let me get my mouse back over here. Danny threatens systems of control around Lisa Marie.
There we go.
Riley describes efforts to separate Danny from Lisa Marie,
Hmm.
intimidate him, investigate him, manipulate Lisa Marie emotionally. This section reads almost like psychological warfare.
That's exactly what it is. That's what she's been trained to do since the age of 14.
And she's still doing it today.
She was trained in the art of psychological warfare.
I hate to think of what she's doing with
Oh,
Finley and Harper.
I know, but I can't.
Natalie, did
it.
Danny like Priscilla? My guess would be I would
I wouldn't. If you
I would I would probably say that'd be a hard no.
we don't hear from Danny, so we'll probably never know. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I guess if you like stepping in dog shit, then he liked Priscilla.
yeah.
I would venture a hard no on that one.
I mean, she had a private investigator following him around, so I doubt that.
Very untrusting woman.
Isn't she
You know
though?
what? The people that are most untrusted are the ones that do that shit.
Hmm.
Yeah,
They got something to hide, so they want to divert the attention.
reflect it all. Yeah,
Yeah.
mirror it back. Classic narcissist.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Danny becomes a protector, an outsider, a target. Meanwhile, Lisa Marie is portrayed as emotionally vulnerable to stronger personalities around her. This creates an ongoing memoir theme. The battle over who gets access to Lisa Marie emotionally.
Yes, and to a certain extent, they right. To a certain extent, somebody that has lived that kind of life and experienced what she experienced, she will, to a certain extent, be emotionally vulnerable all the time.
Hmm.
And unfortunately, uh, the person that gave her life and brought her into this world exploited that fact.
Yeah,
Hmm.
And thank God she had Danny to say, no, I'm going to protect her because,
yeah.
excuse me, she's always emotionally open.
You know, to this very day, even now with my oldest daughter, she's almost 50. I've got my other daughter, she's 27, that I have with my current, my current. I hate saying current. It's not like there's gonna be another one. There's gonna be another one. We've been married 28 years this year, so
Wow.
we got my daughter Nicolette, and then we got my son Dylan. He's 26 this year, and there is not a day that goes by that I can ever say happened that I didn't worry about them.
Mhm.
I was that so it's like I was always I was excited about him getting a job interview, and then I worry about him when I hear something's going. I worried about him for 5 years in the military because
Yeah.
I was proud of him because he did what he wanted to do since he was 5 years old. But I was also, please don't go to war. Please don't go to war. I don't. I just don't.
Hmm.
And yet here's the exact opposite
Opposite. Yeah.
that she didn't want her around.
I
I
mean,
think
it's true. My oldest is 28, and you don't stop. The worry just shifts
Yeah.
in a different way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
I-
I was gonna say I think for any healthy parent that's a good thing because if I take it myself, I kind of battle with that now too. I kind of had the conversations with my dad from time to time, and my dad told me the other day straight up. He said, "You know what?" He said, "You may be 46 this year, but in my eyes, you
Hmm.
will always be my son. Even if you are 60 in the shade and I'm still around,
Yep.
I will still see you as that little boy because I was there when you came into this world." He said,
Hmm.
"That worry is always there. It just changes. The dynamic of it just changes." But that's where I would agree with you guys to say
Yeah.
that's what a normal parental relationship should be.
yeah.
Very
Um,
true.
I just, I can't fathom how she treated her daughter.
no, just
Fame,
doesn't make
Well,
sense.
thank you, Charlie. I'm going to be 50 this year.
any,
Wow.
any hard to believe you have a child that's 28. You look 28 yourself.
I'm
20,
still six. I'm still 16 mentally, so it's fine.
you
I
look
will
20.
agree with him. I was very surprised when you said that you were near 50.
Yeah, in
You-
August I'll be 50.
22.
How many times over?
I hate to say that I'm only 4 years behind that, but I say age is only a number.
That's
Yeah.
correct.
I'm still 18 at heart, folks.
Most of the time, my kids are like, "Mom, seriously, stop." And I'm like, "Okay, sorry." But my oldest loves it when we all go out to eat and they give him the check because they think he's the dad because they're rich.
That's funny. That's
Mhm.
that's good. I
Mhm.
like that.
Yeah,
All right.
Amy drinks from the fountain of youth, folks. She won't tell us where that fountain is. That's why we don't look that way yet.
I
I
mean,
hear
I,
you.
I live on ice. I live on iced coffee, so I don't know what else to tell you.
Well, I do too, but look at me.
Don't I look young?
Dude,
You
you
all
need to change
baby.
your brand of coffee.
I couldn't hear anybody there.
We're all young babies.
Yeah, we're all young at heart, and that's where it really matters.
Uh-huh.
All right. So, fame as violence. This chapter may contain the memoir's clearest depiction of fame as invasive trauma. Examples:
Hmm.
paparazzi chases, surveillance, pregnancy harassment, threats, private investigators, security fears, stalking, even childbirth becomes militarized.
Yes.
Police, guarded hospital floors. I never even thought about that.
Wow.
Yeah.
You just
Well,
don't.
just simply having a baby, you have to go through.
Yeah.
It's the happiest time of your life, right? And you have to go through all these security measures.
Something private like that that you should remember forever. And there's a security guard at the bottom, the hallway and stuff.
Well, and the way she talks about them having to even get out of the neighborhood, like Danny's friend drove like a decoy car that the paparazzi could chase, and they went the other way. And while you're in labor,
Yeah. Yeah, it's like Elvis had to do sometimes when he would
Mhm.
leave a place. They'd stick. What was it? He was talking about being thrown in the back of a laundry wagon one time, or a
Yeah,
paddy wagon, or
paddy wagon.
Hmm.
yeah. And then they're all chasing the limo, and
Mhm.
what are they going to find? Lamar Fike.
Lamar, what a disappointment.
Oh,
Terrible.
even childbirth, becomes militarized. Police, guarded hospital floors, escape plans, press maneuvers. This shows Lisa Marie never experienced ordinary adulthood. Even her most intimate moments become public property.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's what I said earlier. It's just
Yeah.
something as simple as sitting in a restaurant, drinking a cup of tea, having a general conversation about this and that. You always have the fear that shit, somebody is watching me, somebody's writing something down, and 2 days later you find this in a news article and it's like,
Mhm.
what the fuck? I never said that.
Yeah, or it wasn't even there, and they said I was there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Must
Pippi
be
is blamed
absolutely.
vile and greedy the way she treated
yeah.
Lisa and Riley.
My God, I'm surprised that woman still sees her, still acknowledges her as her grandmother, because I sure as hell wouldn't. I would want to be as
I
far
think
away from that
I
woman
think
as
she does that for
possible.
Riley and Harper.
And then too the Presley brand, because there's still a lot
Mhm.
of people that like Priscilla,
Yeah,
and that's okay. Ugh.
I don't.
Impossible.
But I guess you got to keep the brand happy, but I don't know that I could do
Yeah,
that.
I've gotten jumped
yeah.
on many times by calling her Prissy. Her name is Priscilla. Okay, I just and
No,
I didn't
it's
mean it even to be bad. It was just a quick way to spell it, or Priss. They don't
yeah.
like the spelling of Priss.
Yeah.
So
Sure, sure, Francis. Thanks for popping in.
Yeah, thank you,
Well,
Francis.
thanks, Francis. Have a good day.
We'll see you. We'll hopefully see you Monday, guys.
Monday, Monday.
Make sure you have your coffee before
Saturday's going to be a good one.
Saturday. More Mindy. Ooh,
No.
more Mindy.
We're doing the Mindy. I think I can be on for that one.
Oh boy,
Oh, that'll
For
be
It's
fun.
for
not my it's not my
Saturday,
call. It's not my call weekend, so I'll be able to be on for
Yeah,
that one.
oh, that's going
Saturday.
to be much better.
Yeah, our normal book party,
Yay,
our normal
t-shirt.
watch party, 3 o'clock on Saturday.
We had to shake the monitor just to wake Cameron up. He was he was so bored.
All
no,
right.
it wasn't so much bored, Joe. It was the fact that this woman had absolutely no fucking respect for you as a person interviewing
Mm-mm.
her. That's what got me pissed.
I know that kind of bothers you, Joe, but I'm going to be honest with you. That one and the one with Lamar Fike made you look very good because you treated them with respect. I would have been say, okay, let me get an word edgewise here. I can't stand it when people and I get guilty of this sometimes, but I have to catch myself. But when they want to manipulate the whole conversation, and I can hear you at times want to say something, and it, it
Somebody got their stupid Amy T-shirt today. I hope you love it, and
uh,
thank you. Thank
they,
you for contributing to a good cause.
I need something stronger than coffee. Well, I could give you a few recommendations. All right,
Yes.
who got their t-shirt?
Yes,
I think Holly did. My glasses are blurry that far, so I think it was Holly got her stupid Amy T-shirt today.
Yeah, we need to come in some more. Oh yeah,
I'm
eight.
gonna wear mine on Monday. Think it'll be appropriate.
I should get it. Oh man, I wish I'd thought about this. I should get me a cap that says "stupid
Mhm.
80" right across the front of it. I should make a cap like that.
'Cause I swallow a lot of books.
All right, Riley Keough's narrative. I just caught what you said. Riley Keough's narrative voice changes the chapter. An important God, keep me that mouse. An important structural point. This chapter contains far more Riley commentary and interpretation than earlier sections. You can feel the dual voice, Lisa Marie's emotional rawness and Riley's retrospective understanding, especially in sections like Danny's fear of fame, manipulation around Lisa Marie, emotional analysis of her mother. That layered narration gives the chapter emotional depth beyond simple memoir storytelling. I loved the double voices.
I did.
Yes,
it
I,
confused
li-
me at
I
times. I didn't know who was speaking.
it was confusing at first, but it's like, when you go back and listen to interviews that Riley did about the book before the book came out, and the way that she said where in sections of the book where she didn't have her mother's direct opinions or direct voice about something, it was nice for her to be able to fill in the gaps, as she put it.
Yeah,
And she did
between
just that.
between Riley and Julia, well, Riley, she's what, California raised, right?
Yeah.
And then you got Julia, who was Georgia born and raised. So I can pick up the little Julia, even though through her acting and she's gotten rid of a lot of that accent. You never get rid of it 100%, and there's
No.
always something that comes out, especially when you're reading and you're not thinking about it. So I was able to detect that sometimes, but I got after the first chapter or the first few times that they went back and forth, I was able to determine from that point. Plus, I was reading it along with Ken when it told me. So
Yeah, that probably helped a lot too.
yeah, when it said Julia. All right. But I thought it was great, and it really gives some meat to what they were saying.
Mhm.
Lisa Marie finds purpose through motherhood. One of the chapter's most important transformations. Motherhood stabilizes Lisa Marie. Earlier chapters showed chaos, loneliness, rebellion, emotional volatility. Um, Now Riley gives her direction, structure, purpose, identify beyond grief, identity beyond grief. She says, being a mom was everything to me. This is crucial because she consciously tries to give Riley what she herself lacked emotionally.
Yes.
Chapter 3, Melissa. Melissa's here.
What chapter you got? Yeah, we're in chapter. Hey, Melissa. Yeah, chapter
Howdy,
3.
howdy.
We're just chugging right along here.
Hmm. And
Further,
I think too many in many aspects, Lisa got that right.
yeah,
Oh,
Considering what she had to juggle on a daily basis, she did a very fine job.
she did.
She
Incredible
did a
job.
very fine job.
she definitely,
Everyone you hear talk about her says how loving she was and affectionate she was. And,
yeah,
sometimes you give what you didn't get.
right.
That's what I did with
Hmm.
mine. They know that
Hmm.
they're unconditionally loved no matter what.
She definitely got her parental, um,
Blueprint.
yeah, from Elvis.
From Elvis,
Hmm.
yeah. She
Yes.
never had to doubt his love.
The musical awakening. The final section is fascinating historically. Lisa Marie's singing career emerges almost accidentally, but psychologically. Music becomes inherited destiny. She fears
Yes.
comparison. Yeah, I can see that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Humiliation,
Hmm.
failure, Elvis's shadow.
Hmm.
That is a high. That's the Kilimanjaro. That's the pinnacle to
Yes.
reach. And if you get that in the match, because
Yeah.
that's a lot. That's a lot to go after. And I think, I don't know if I, in my mind, would want to take the chance of failure with it, knowing that it'd be like me going in the ring with Muhammad Ali. I know I'm gonna get the shit kicked out of me.
Well,
And
you're
also,
always going to be compared, no matter
Mm.
what you do.
Yeah,
and also at the same time, kudos to her because she came into the music industry when at a time when the music industry was no longer what it used to be 20 years
Mhm.
before then. The music industry had totally changed. And at the same time, she was, even though she knew that she was going to get those comparisons made against her, she was still able to make her own footprint. I mean, I went out and bought her music because I loved the music. The mere fact that she was Elvis's daughter was a bonus to me, but I
Mhm.
bought her music because she was a fucking amazing musician.
Yeah.
yeah. I did it in reverse. I bought the album because it was her,
Yeah,
because of who she was. But then I fell in love with the album, especially the first one.
I did the
Yeah.
same thing.
I mean,
Exactly.
you have to think she was out when it was like Britney Spears, Christina
Hmm.
Aguilera, like all the pop princess, and
Yeah,
here comes this bluesy little badass. Just yeah, she
yeah,
wasn't along with the narrative of it at the time.
I never expected much from her until I got the album.
yeah. When she did, and then when she did her cover of "Dirty Laundry," I thought, oh,
Oh yeah.
that's perfect. That is
Hmm.
Hmm.
perfect for her.
Yeah.
It's almost like Don Haley wrote that song for her.
Hmm. We were actually walking when all the Priscilla lawsuit stuff dropped during Elvis Week last year. Priscilla pulling the plug and all that awful stuff. And we're sitting in Marlowe's, and I'm just about to start crying. And we're walking to go through security for the vigil. And as we're walking up, Dirty Laundry starts playing, because they
Mm,
play music outside. And I was like, what a more perfect, like,
yeah,
Hmm.
perfect song for the moment. Yeah.
yeah, that's and of course she's got some other great songs on there. It's just, but
Her
that,
last album was fantastic.
yeah,
I
what
loved her last album.
was that? Storm and Grace.
Storm and Grace. Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't get
Truth,
that one. I have it signed, but I don't have that one.
Yeah.
truth be
I mean, I have
truth.
it, but I've never listened to it. I feel terrible now, but
oh, you need to
Oh,
listen.
it's completely different than the other two, and it's really really
You
good.
can hear her growth as a writer too, and
Mhm. Oh yeah,
it's just,
Truth be
and a lot
told,
of the songs are about the split with Michael Jackson. So
really,
kind of gives you some insight to that, and that's what's great about her too is she wrote her own stuff, so you kind of get a bigger insight into her life music, just from hearing her songs.
That video for Lights Out is awesome too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's just a great.
But there's so much of Elvis that comes through in that video.
Oh yeah,
And
and no,
whenever I saw her play live and I would see her literally feel that music, I always to this day see those outtakes and I think to myself, your daddy would have been so
I
proud of
was
you.
so proud of her.
How many
well,
times did you see her, Cam?
What's that?
Carol, I don't really think that she actually pulled the plug.
No, so can I do my PSA on this?
Yep, do it, please.
So Rhonda and I, not to plug another show, but Rhonda and I did a very extensive show on this, and then also, so Priscilla was the next of kin on the field, so that matters in the medical field. Riley would have been the true next of kin, but she was on an airplane. So Priscilla didn't, quote, pull the plug. She signed a do not resuscitate order, which if you go in for any type of procedure, even like a colonoscopy, they're going to ask you, do you want any and all life-saving measures, or blah, 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 blah. And you say yes or no. Well, because Lisa couldn't speak for herself, that left it to Priscilla.
No.
In the state of California, if you sign a DNR is signed for you, and you're already on, you're intubated to breathe, at that point, all of those things are removed.
Right.
So that was removed around 1:30, and then she didn't code again until 5:40. So just go ahead and let that marinate in the pit of your stomach because it's really gross. Yeah. So yeah, technically, no, she didn't pull the plug. And it was too soon to determine brain death because that takes 24 hours after the event to determine that completely.
Do you think she knew what the outcome was going to be when she signed that DNR? That they would go ahead and.
Oh yeah, they would have advised her.
Yeah.
So I think this is just me piecing things together. I think because at any time you can also resend that.
Right. Yeah.
So I think when Riley says Danny was calling her and she said, I can't talk because I'm on the plane. And then some minutes went by. I'm wondering if he was like, when Lisa coded again, that final time, hours later, if he was trying to
what?
Get her on the phone.
Natalie, as she was signing the DNR, the doctor was talking about the quality of life.
No, that's from her book, Natalie. That's not true. I'm sorry.
I was going to say.
That's not true.
Yeah,
they would have not been in a position to speak on quality of life because you cannot do a definitive 3-step brain death test until 24 hours after the event happened that caused you that's not just for Lisa, that's medicine across the board. So actually what really happened is worse than this pulling the plug headline.
Oh my God.
Wow.
But Lisa was about to sue her because she owed her money she took money from the trust to upgrade the Summit Drive house years ago, and she never put it back in the trust. And then there was a bunch of receipts found where she was taking money from the trust for like $20,000 shirts and all these things. And Lisa was like, well, I'm going to sue you. And then she was about to stop the Priscilla movie. So this is just my opinion from evidence gathered.
Here we go.
All right, here we go.
This is all for entertainment purposes only. Our comments are our opinions only. We make no claims as to fact, and the viewer should make their own opinions. All opinions are welcome on Elvis-A-Z.
Yeah, so this is my medical opinion. So the pulling the plug that's just a headline grab. That's not at all how it happened.
Yeah.
My medical opinion, I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
Okay.
So yeah,
I agree with everything you said.
Yeah, I mean, it's basic protocol in medicine.
Yeah.
And it's bothered me from day one how quickly I'm like, wait a freaking minute.
That's what gets me more.
Within a couple hours?
Yeah. That's what gets me. And to me, it just seems funny or fishy to me that this is all done while she knew that Riley can't be reached.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The only next of kin who could have, and I've seen people in comments say, well, Danny could have. No. Like, please use your brain. They were not, and I'm not saying that to be mean, but it's so frustrating. They were divorced.
Yeah.
There's legalities. It's not just, I lived with her, but I was her ex-husband, so now I'm the next of kin. Medicine cannot work that way. They have to cover their tail so much. And Priscilla was within her rights. I mean, they offer a do not resuscitate. She was well within the rights of next of kin to sign that do not resuscitate. And she did. So I couldn't do that for my child that quick. There's no way.
No, I couldn't either. No.
There is no way.
Well, The last time I was in surgery was when I was really sick. I put in for a DNR, and my wife said when I really got sick, she denied and said no. So you
She
can
was,
do that at the last minute.
yeah, you can resend it at any time.
Yeah.
And the fact that they used Epi on the field when the Hemsey got there, and they brought her rhythm back. So that tells me she might not have been out that long, because typically you can't get a rhythm back with Epi if you've been out for a very long time.
Yeah, I don't think we'll ever know.
Yeah, Natalie, she had an advance directive that said extend my life with exclamation points and 2 signatures. But if that's not on file, again, it's legalities. So you're taken to a random hospital, they don't have your paperwork. They don't have your paperwork.
Hmm.
An ER doctor has no way to go, oh, let me see if you have a paper on file with a random attorney that I don't know their name.
It starts all over again. They can't go by the DNR.
Yeah, I remember reading that in the will, or that Lisa wanted everything done to save her.
Yeah, it came out in the Bridget Cruz stuff. I've got it if you want.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
Yeah,
So,
she messed up giving Bridget Cruz access to everything in her life, because that girl was like, okay, here.
so just for my stupid, slow brain that can't keep up with all these circles, the long and the short of it is, her mother went against her wishes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Without a legal doubt, yes. And I would take that to court. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm surprised
All
the
right.
hospital actually. Don't you think the hospital's a little bit in trouble for that?
No,
That
because they offer that when you come in. So do you have an advance directive? Do you have a living will? Do you want
And
a DNR?
Yeah, I go through that every time I go in the hospital.
Yeah. So Lisa couldn't speak. I think she was getting a pacemaker put in at the time. So that's another thing. People are like, when Lisa wants brain dead, they do not put a pacemaker in a brain dead person. That's contraindicated. So no.
whoa.
see, I just have a thing about, and
I
I
like,
know,
I like Amy's sound effects better than mine.
I know
I need to have an in-depth discussion about this, because
Oh, it's disgusting. And I
my
love.
small brain is exploding at the moment. Because
Mhm.
the way I'm understanding it is, she used legalities.
Mhm. She took her opportunity to get rid of her,
yeah.
in my opinion.
In her
See,
opinion.
that's the problem I have. I wish there was something they could do to prevent that.
This is why it's so important to have your own stuff together, so you don't have somebody else who really doesn't care if you live or die make those decisions for you.
Jeez
That's my
Christ,
mistake for the day.
fucking George. That takes the word evil to, that
Oh,
makes the
evil
word
is too good of a name.
evil looks like sugar coats in chocolate now.
Yeah, I agree, Cat, when the suffering is great enough and there's no turning back. But at that point, they had no way to know, because, again, they had not done the definitive brain death test. So I would give my child at least a 24-hour opportunity.
Yeah.
So she could have had a chance, but because of legality, she was never given that chance.
We won't know. I mean,
Mm.
we won't know.
Yeah,
There
there
might
was
have been
never
something there.
she was never afforded the opportunity to prove that she had a chance.
Yeah, there
So
might have been
here's the other thing: is with that bowel being the
Oh.
way it was, they knew what that was when they brought her in. They did a CT. I mean, I went through the whole. This is all off the autopsy.
Uh-huh.
So they brought her in. They did a CT. They noticed the bowel, but again, you have to have permission to take up for a surgical. So that's what we would call an XLAP, an exploratory laparotomy, and we've done it on people who were half dead coming in the OR.
What was the reason of death?
It was bowel obstruction. So without that surgery, she wasn't going to get better.
She must have had terrible abdominal pain.
So there was about 4 hours where she wasn't coding. It would have been completely not out of the scope to bring, at least try to save her life. But that wasn't done either.
She had been in terrible pain, had to.
She had to have been. I keep looking back at my footage from the birthday. I'm like, how did she stand that long and sign all those autographs? And it's almost like she knew that was going to be the last time.
I can imagine that. I mean, it's bad for me when I eat a bowl of chili. Much less,
Yeah.
that whatever goes through that made me so mad when I first heard it and read it, and because I read those, I have copies of those that same thing that I think it's the whole same thing that you got for Bridget Cruz. It's a lot of pages.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember reading through that part, and I just read it again, And I read it again. I go, am I really seeing what I'm reading? And it just infuriated me. I put it down. I couldn't read anymore.
I mean, Navarone saying, no, I'm not going to the hospital. Yeah, Natalie, she could have had, and that's what was going to save her. I mean, you either do everything you can. She was obviously stable if they put a pacemaker in. Again, this is my medical opinion off my medical degree and my medical license that I currently hold in every state. This is not just an Elvis fan talking. And I'm not trying to say I'm smarter than anybody else either. I'm just saying this is from my
You
own
do
knowledge
understand it. Yeah.
in the field. I work in the field. So, yeah, she could have. There was a good couple hours. I mean, you going to let her just lay there and die? You're going to try it. If that was my, I keep going back to if that was my child, what I would do. And it
Yeah.
would, first of all, when she's stable, get her out of the hospital she was and get her to a level 1 trauma. That would have been step one.
Jesus, I would burn that woman's eyes out with fucking hot steaks if I had the opportunity, I
Yeah,
swear.
Kathleen, we will definitely make a note of that for you. Let it be known that she wants every life saving method
I
used.
got you, Kathleen. Okay.
All right, so let's get back to. Oh, she couldn't have had surgery. Okay, we already saw that.
Yeah.
All right, we're back to her music again. Everybody around her was stunned by her voice.
Hmm.
This ending changes the memoir's trajectory from grief story to identity story. And the final line, the demo tape changed our lives forever, acts like a doorway into the next phase of her life. Celebrity adulthood, Michael Jackson, music industry pressure, public mythology.
And you know who was majorly responsible for helping her with that first album? Again, Danny.
Hmm. They were
Danny
covering a ton.
Danny was the one that was the one behind her going, do this. You can do it.
Hmm.
I
And
believe in
helping her.
you. Go
He
for
knew
it.
talent when he heard it.
Why didn't Danny do anything? Jerry, because Danny had no legal right to. He wasn't married to her. I mean, it all is legalities. Like when you go to like med school, you also have to take like law class and understand like the laws about medicine. And it's just they couldn't let him do that
Yeah.
because they have to do everything they can not to have their asses sued as well. So they have to
If
follow
if it had been
protocol.
Wiley, he could have. But being Lisa, no.
Hmm.
I went to wound care today, and they had to do just a little bit of scraping. I mean, just a little bit of scraping, and they had to have me come. They had to bring something in and have me sign it.
Yeah, I mean it's
Yeah,
crazy. And
they got to
yeah,
cover themselves. Yeah. Major themes: love versus fame. Danny represents authentic connection outside celebrity mythology, emotional obsession. Lisa Marie experiences love with overwhelming intensity. C. Motherhood as salvation. Children give Lisa Marie identity and purpose. I could see all this.
Yes.
Repetition of family cycles. She unconsciously mirrors Priscilla and Elvis. Fame as trauma. Privacy becomes impossible. Identity beyond Elvis. Music begins awakening Lisa Marie's own voice.
Yes.
Oh boy, did she open it too.
hmm
Historical significance. For Presley historians, the chapter is important because get that mouse over there. Because it gives the clearest portrait yet of Danny Keel's role in Lisa's life. Just
Yeah.
like you said, Cam, reveals how heavily Elvis's legacy affected her relationships.
Hmm.
Confirms intense media pressure during her pregnancies, provides every insight into Lisa Marie's musical emergence, exposes the protective and controlling dynamics surrounding the Presley estate world. But emotionally, the chapter's real significance is this: it shows Lisa Marie trying to build a real human life inside a myth that never stopped consuming her.
Yeah, and that's where the cool part of her music career is and this is the brilliance of Danny again, because as as detrimental to her life as it could have been, in the sense that she would have been harshly judged and she was always held under the magnifying glass of Elvis, at the same time, it afforded her the opportunity to become known as a human being and as an artist in her own right.
Yeah.
Because had she not done that, she would have always been known as only Elvis's daughter.
It gave her the opportunity to step out of that shadow some, like I said earlier. You know,
Yes.
it gave her, even though she still had that shadow
It gave her a
covering,
little
but
space
it
of
gave
light.
her a little bit of her own light.
Light. Yes.
Damn.
Because it could have gone pear-shaped. But then again, it just goes to show that Danny must have thought a shitload about this when it started happening. Because for him to have, she must have had those fears. And he must have been there saying to her, no, go for it. You can do this
And
thing.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah. For those of you that are in the chat today that was on the gospel show on Sunday where I did the first hour of all a cappella, it was just Elvis singing gospel a cappella. I put in there where no one stands alone with Elvis and Lisa, and it's just their voices.
Mm.
And I tell you what, when you hear it with even the music stripped away, it sent freaking chills to
Yeah.
hear them two harmonizing together with nothing else but some other backup singers, but there was no music whatsoever. It was just you really got a perspective of her voice. I had to do that to some of her other slow songs just to really pick up that voice like we can do with Elvis's.
There's a point on there where like their voices almost blend perfectly.
Oh
When
yeah,
they're singing the word alone, and she
hold
goes
my
to the little,
hand. Oh,
yeah, higher part, their voice is like, it's freaking crazy.
yeah,
I'd love to hear it.
yeah. I'll send you a copy. I can't play it on here live because I'll get booted off, but I'll uh I'll play it for you.
Cool.
It's chilling. But, well, that's the end of that chapter. That's chapter 3. The next one's There's a Bluebird in My Heart. We're at 2 hours, so I think this might be a good stopping part. I don't want to really get into the middle of another chapter.
Yeah.
Um, this is good. I mean, it looks like we're doing a chapter a week, but fortunately, there's not a whole lot of chapters in this book. But I enjoy it. I don't care if it takes twice as long. I enjoy the conversation with everybody here and their thoughts. There were some great comments today.
Hmm. As
Great
usual.
conversation.
Yeah. It's
Great
good.
conversation. Yeah, started off with a bang, but you
No pickles.
there's more than pickles
Are
today.
you eating pickles currently?
I got a pickle for you. No problem.
Doing.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I gotta practice a little bit more.
You're not quick enough on them.
Uh,
Hung like a cow. What the hell was that?
That is
Oh, I
hilarious.
can see that, but
Sorry, how's that on the range?
what we're gonna do?
What's that?
All I'm going to say is 2 words. You guys can make with it what you want. All I'm going to say is soggy pretzels.
Yeah, yeah. This was a fun show.
Bye, Jerry.
You were crying. Yeah, good old Neil Diamond song. Um, all right, guys. Don't forget Monday. Put it on your. If you guys can make it, you guys will enjoy it. This is going to be eye opening, and that's all I'm going to tell you. And I know Cam thinks I can not keep secrets, and pretty much he's about 90% right. But this one, I'm very determined. Well, I can see.
I will say,
Wait a minute. Let me finish before you call me a liar, because I will be a liar. Um, on this show, what I I do, but outside I can keep secrets personally, and Cam will attest to that. If there's
Mhm,
something that we have that I share with anybody, and I know it's not to be spoken about to anybody, I don't. But
Yeah.
on this show, when I say we got something really coming up, I don't want to say anything. By the end of the show, I've spilled the whole freaking beans. So it just,
no, he's doing well this week, guys. He's doing
yeah.
well this week. He's really trying hard. He's gritting his teeth not to let this one slide.
Yeah, and the reason why I really want to keep it
Rap.
under wraps is because of the content, and I want
Mhm.
it to be, I want it to be just as much a surprise to some people as it will be to a lot of people that's going to be joining us, and um, I am really looking forward to it. And then I will be doing a review on the Donna Larry Giller interview.
Interesting.
Um, It will be in the form of one of my videos.
Wait a
And
minute. Donna's talking to Larry Geller. I hadn't heard. No one's talked about it, really.
Isn't that his first cousin?
I know it's like constantly.
That's his first.
I mean, when we interviewed Larry, we made a little short about it, and then we just did it. And I didn't talk about it before, and I didn't talk about it after.
And it's been a whole
No,
week
it
of
was
advertisements.
great. It was great. Don't get me wrong; it was wonderful, but I don't understand all this.
Yeah,
Oh,
but she's
and-
his first cousin.
Oh, because I'm not a first cousin. Okay,
Exactly.
that's why.
And karma's gonna hit us. Karma's gonna get us.
I'm
And he's
so
setting the
scared.
record straight.
History's being made.
Yeah, history's being made.
Every time you say Monday, remember the monster truck shows when they would go Sunday,
Oh, yeah.
Sunday, Sunday?
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of. I go Monday, Monday, Monday.
It will be said straight Monday.
So
Donald
we,
Presley.
this week we have the inside the studio. We have a couple of requests that came from somebody in the group. I think it was Sam's Love. She requested a couple of songs, so we're going to do those for inside the studio this week, which are Pieces of My Life.
Oh, I love that one.
And I can't freaking remember the other one right now. Bitter They Are, Harder They Fall.
The whole album's.
Two of my favorite songs.
Mm.
And so it's going to be nice because I'm going to do them both in a cappella too.
Oh.
So that'll be a good episode. So I got to talk to Cam, but we'll probably record that hopefully tomorrow, so I can.
Well, I guess you have. You've just spoken to Cam about it.
Well, I didn't say the date yet. I haven't spoken about it.
well, tomorrow's Thursday, so yeah, we're good. Same
Good
time.
Lord, man! Jesus.
Same.
I love having that. But the
Same-
thing
same
is
time
you
and
guys,
everything.
you could do the same thing, Cam. You could make me disappear.
Yeah,
We
but I
only have
wouldn't.
that button in real life.
Yeah.
Oh hell no! I wouldn't want that button in real life because if I make a mistake, then I can't bring them back.
No. Yeah. Well, it would have to be. Yeah, you'd have to have some self-control.
Mm-hmm.
But so we got that. We got Mindy Miller, episode number 2, and it was actually kind of funny and enjoyable to listen to after when you started. I had more fun mocking her and laughing about it than listening to her ramble on, and then also to say bullshit. How many times? Bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, but evidently there's some good stuff coming up. I don't know what, when, but it'll be
I was
fun.
in there somewhere too.
Yeah. Yeah, you were. You were at the beginning, you were at the end. Hi, this is Joe. Hi, I'm Mindy. Oh, boy.
Well, how about
Yeah.
jumped out of houses?
Yeah, it was kind of like
I got a dirty, dirty feeling. I got a dirty, dirty feeling.
there you go.
That's a perfect song.
I love that song. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. Great chat, great group of people, great community. Glad to see some new people. So welcome. Hope we see y'all again. And as always, TCB, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Hit the like for us, and we'll build up those likes. But we're now at 28,000, almost 200 now. So we've gained 200 in the last 10 days.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's helping with the shorts, and these shows are helping out too. So it really,
It's Amy.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
it's the whole presentation we got with these things too, and it includes Amy because she's got a different perspective than 3 old guys. Well, 2 old guys and kind of an almost old guy.
It's Cameron too.
Yeah, well, and you.
Old, almost
You.
old.
It's the whole team.
You.
I'm
Almost old.
I get a fever that's so hard to bear. You get a fever.
all right. Y'all have a good night. Thank you very much. We will see you all soon.
Take care.
Almost
Bye,
old.
everybody.
Oh, very funny. He hit Cameron.